Hey, what's going on, guys? So I wanted to do a quick video here on my latest Airbnb that I did in Kokomo, Indiana. I'm just going to kind of go over the details of it, kind of open up the hood a little bit. You check out, just seeing kind of what it is and what we did and the numbers behind it. So I bought this property on March 18th of 2021. Okay, and this is a house. I'm going to get better photos later, but you see what we did here is we had to go in and pretty much rehab this entire property. I bought this property for $41,000. Okay, I put about $20,000 of rehab into this. Okay, so I'll walk you through this, but here's kind of what the before photos look like. I mean, took it down to the studs. I mean, it wasn't pretty. It took forever. I wouldn't say forever, but it took at least 5 months before we finally finished it. So, but what I'm showing you is that we had to do a lot to this property to get it up and running. So, but again, I bought it for $41,000 on March 18th, and I used my infinite banking policy. If you watch some of my other videos, you know that when I remove the money from my policy, it acts as if it never left because I'm actually using the insurance company's money and not my own. That money simply just is like a first position lien on the death benefit. It's a prepayment of death benefit. So basically, I'm able to continue to have my money work for me inside of my policy, even when I'm able to go and purchase real estate like this. So what I'll do, I'm actually refinancing this week. Actually, I'm going to go and call up my banker. We're going to get it appraised. It's probably going to appraise for about $105,000, and so that's what I think is about what it is. And he's going to cut me a check for 75% of what the appraisal value is. So going to be about a $76,000 and some change check. That what I'll do is I'll just go and deposit that money back into my policy. It's ready to deploy into the next deal. But I also get a tax-free distribution from the bank. A refinance is tax-free. So I'm getting about $15,000 of gravy on that deal. And I've got an income-producing asset. This thing's going to throw off about $2,400 a month. So let's just walk through this. We took my bookkeeper in Kokomo took a video of this, but I wanted just to show you. I'm just really proud of it. But we chose to kind of go with this color scheme. Nothing too little or too much, but it's super cute, especially once we get the new photos back. I think it's going to be great. We're going to put a porch swing on the top there, but it's nice too, just the keyless entry on the keypad you could see, just makes it very seamless. But we went with this flooring. I know it can look a little loud, but believe it or not, we've gotten a ton of positive feedback. People have just been like eating it up. They think it's like just a very cool thing, especially when somebody's traveling from out of town. You're thinking, well, you mix it up and the photos look so awesome. So I'm really happy with just the flooring and how that turned out. But again, it just opens up here in this room here. We got these nice leather couches, kind of a little area with the can lights in the ceiling. There's a television there. It's a nice little sitting area that hangs out, and then got a dining room table right there. Like I said, this is just a cool workstation for people if you want to do the stand up or sit down kind of thing. If we're trying to get these our tenants that we're going after, the people that we want to rent from us, we want them we're not going for, when we think of Airbnb, you think of like the bachelorette parties that are on Broadway Street in Nashville. That's not the type of tenant that we are going and wanting to rent from us. We're actually trying to go for those business professionals. We partner with, and I'll let you in on my little secret. What we do is we kind of partner with like the traveling nurses when they come in for 12 weeks. We partner with funeral homes when people come in town for the unfortunate graduation of someone. And we work kind of around the Airbnb to generate more profit, not have to pay out to Airbnb. So you can see in the kitchen, we put the can lights in the ceiling, the new oven, the new stove. Like I said, the flooring throughout the whole thing. And one thing that we did with this property that I think we're going to start doing with almost every property that we do, when you have a small 2-1 or a small 3-1, what we're doing is we're actually knocking out at wall, and we're turning it into a 2-2. We're going to turn that you knock out a wall if it's a 2-1, and you turn it into a big 1-1, like a bungalow. But when you have these and that's the end of the video there, but we'll show some numbers here. But What I typically do is, well, if it's a 3-1, we'll just turn that one bedroom into a bathroom, and the 2-2s end up becoming so much more valuable over time. But in my opinion, at least, they rent out like crazy. But let's look at the numbers. I'm going to be a little conservative on the rent. We're getting about $2,400 a month on this rental. But the way that I ran these numbers is I know that I'm going to be able to refinance at about $105,000. So they're going to cut me a check for $78,750 because I'm going to be required to put 25% down. Okay, but you see here the going-in cap rate of 18%. None of this money is on. I'm using someone else's money at this point. If you look down here, my debt service every month is about $519, $520 to bring in $2,400. And yeah, sure, your expenses are a little bit higher because you're now paying utilities. You got to pay some cleaning fees, things like that. But because we're able to almost triple the rent that we were getting before, it makes sense to absorb those costs. So, but again, here's the kind of the property cash flows. We're going to bring in this year about $26,000 if it stays on pace, which we would believe it will. This thing rented out in less than an hour. We put it online, and it was rented out in literally less than an hour. So the demand for these are there. I'm almost upset. It sounds like we left a little bit of money on the table. But, again, the property taxes, the insurance that I'm paying, some landscaping fees, things like that. As you know, the bankers are going to really pay attention to this global debt coverage ratio. Anything that's really above 1.5, bankers will lend on, and this is literally over 3. So even after servicing debt, I'll be bringing in about $13,000 a year in net cash flow on this deal. So I'm really excited about it. I'm really happy with it. I'm hoping seeing how we do these things and this type of real estate deal, all while using my infinite banking policy. I was never cash exposed. So using infinite banking to flip or whatever and then refinance into permanent debt, that's the key to building hopefully generational wealth.